Okay, we're live. Hello out there. How's it going? Welcome. Hope your Saturday's been awesome so far. 2 o'clock on a Saturday. Uh, Hopefully it'll get better if it isn't. I don't know. I don't know where this is going. I'm never good with the intros. I feel really confident about the material, but sometimes the intros are a little bit hard. I used to be a teacher, so I knew what I was doing then. It was pretty obvious. Like get to work, but we'll soldier on anyway. So, hello. Hi, Mackenzie. How are you? There's a little bit of a delay if I'm not immediately sort of responding to what's going on. Hopefully I've got this set up correctly. I just wanted to sort of start out before I even kind of get going on the actual material. Just because I think sometimes it's confusing what libraries are doing with a lot of these programs, why we have so many of these sort of what feels like an assortment of programs for adults, teens, kids, and family programs, why we have host movies and all this sort of stuff. And I get really passionate about this particular program. I do this program every year, kind of goal setting vision boards program every year, because I think that it's one of the most important things actually that I do every year for the community, because libraries, our mission is to help the community thrive, to find ways for the community to thrive. And traditionally, and we very much believe this, that has been about access. So access to information has always been really key to what libraries do, and it still is. Now that's shifted a little bit to being about protecting information, so preserving objects from the past, papers and this sort of thing. And it's about curating information, because there's so much, sometimes it's hard to know what's important and what's not. So libraries really focus on that. But there's a lot to thriving in a community. And something that's really important to us here at NEVA is access. So access is a key word for us in every way to create thriving communities. And we think it's access to information, but it's also access to other community organizations, which is why you see us do that a lot. There's a lot of partners that we work with, and access to sort of community building. So helping one group of people find another group of people, or one individual find another individual, and then finding common passions. And it's really hard to do that in today's kind of environment. And that's actually why one of the reasons I really like this program is because traditionally, a lot of us would be sitting around a table, creating goals together, creating dreams together, and that can be a really powerful thing. And I also just really believe that it's impossible to thrive if you don't know where you're going. So taking the time to do this every year is so life-changing. It really, really is. What I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of go through kind of a goal-setting tutorial, and then I'm going to start over at the first slide and give you sort of my personal take on these things, sort of my personal journey with a lot of these steps as an example. So the first section is, here's how you kind of get started on goal setting if you're not sure, and to kind of take time to do that. And then the second section, if you just want to mute me, or if you just want to turn me down, or just have me playing in the background, talking about these things while you're goal setting, while you're working on what you're doing. That's how I intended this to be used, but you do it however you want to do it, right? You know what you're doing. You're here, which means you're informed about the importance of diligence. I get really excited about things like diligence. I just realized that's not normal. Okay. So first, though, before we get really into the goal setting proper, I just wanted to, why is it working? Did I scroll slides? I should have scrolled slides. Yeah, I did it. Okay. It's delay for me. I just wanted to remind you all of all the stuff that we have available here at the library, this sort of hodgepodge of ways to help you thrive. That's really what we're looking for. So we have bilingual story time, and they're online, they're on Facebook. So if you're looking to grow or freshen up your language skills, it's a great way to do that, because Keela is for all ages. She's amazing. And it's especially great for the youngsters in your life, because she also talks about culture. I love bilingual story times. I love our regular story times. We really focus in on teaching parents and caregivers how to help their youngest readers achieve and how to get them to read. And that's really what story time is about. It's about having a space set aside for kids to read. Is to teach parents how to we model that behavior so that parents can feel confident to do it themselves. As a parent of a child that age, I actually find it really, really useful. I remember going to baby story time for the first time and being like, oh, that's how I'm supposed to do that. Okay, these are the goals. These are the takeaways. Very helpful. Anyway, we got makerspace videos. We've got book clubs. A lot of this stuff is online. All of it is online, except for the things that are kind of takeaways. But they're online in different places. So just give us a call or send me an email. And if you email the library, you're emailing me, just so you know. And I will get you all the information you could possibly want about these things. Okay, so start your year off right. Make a new commitment, maybe to weekly yoga. And yoga is actually the best. It's one of our most popular, just in general. We have lots of people show up for that. And it's nice for beginners too, because she makes it pretty accessible. Anyway, so I did want to mention also that at the end of February, we're doing social media marketing tools for small businesses and nonprofits. And Lauren used to run the business incubator in Carrollton. She now runs the business incubator in Dalton. So she has a lot of experience with small businesses. If you know someone who has a small business and really needs a leg up, they need to meet Lauren. They just need to meet Lauren. I'm always happy to see Lauren. Just in my life, every time I see her, I'm like, she's just the best. You're going to love her. So have them sign up. You can sign up on Eventbrite or yourself if you're an entrepreneur or want to be one. This is a great place to start. She's fantastic. Okay. The next thing, it doesn't click up for me quite. Yeah. Oh, I did want to remind everyone that there's two more kind of book. Whoa, that's not the next slide. Wait. I missed a slide. Does it matter? It probably doesn't matter. I just want to remind everyone that we have two more book related. Are they all going to be out of order though? Then I'm going to be sad. Hold on. I don't know why they would be. Wait, okay. I do that way. Oh, good. Okay. I don't know why that one slide is missing. We're going to pretend like it's there. Back to what I was doing. I can't believe there's 5 people that are watching me like scroll through slides manically. So that's embarrassing. There's a book binge, and Lauren Holverson, who you just saw, is doing a book talk in February, and they're on our calendar. I'll look at the calendar so I don't screw it up. 7 p.m. Wednesday the 17th is the Books for Entrepreneurs. And social media marketing tools is the next Wednesday. And then I'm doing a binge-worthy books that focuses on entrepreneurs on the 11th. It's my secret passion, overreading books about entrepreneurship and leadership. So get ready for that. It's intense. So why do goal setting? Why even take this time? You're going to thank yourself in 12 months that you took this time, because it absolutely works. It is like magic. It is not magic, but it feels like magic. The book The Secret wants you to think that it's magic. It ain't. Okay. This will be one of the most important things that you do for this year, especially if you're someone who has kind of a looser schedule, that you don't have somebody, 50 hours a week nailing your time down for you. You really need to do this. You really need to be here. So the first thing that I would recommend is kind of gather your supplies. If you came by and got a craft packet with us, then you have a folder, like a colored folder, and some different sort of inspirational phrases and that sort of thing, and maybe some magazine pages that you can use. That's a great place to start. But I actually don't do any of that. I'm sort of plain Jane about it. I like lists. I like mind maps, and that's my tactic. So don't feel pressured that you need to have a glue stick at the ready. But if you're that type of person, you should have a glue stick at the ready. So pins, stickers, washi tape, whatever works for you. If you're a bullet journaler, you may know all of these things are in your pocket. So also I have my tea. I normally drink coffee, but I'm drinking tea because it felt more appropriate. Yes, I would recommend some music, some nice peaceful music, a clear surface, and just a clear mind. You just need to schedule out a little bit of time for this. It's not going to take you that long. and it's going to change the rest of your year. Okay? So just do it. Just do it and enjoy it. It sounds like I'm, a little intense about that. But no, you will enjoy this, whether you want to or not. I don't know what's happening here. Okay. So the first thing before you start like cutting out your pictures, actually, you could probably just start cutting out your pictures now if you want to. That's a good idea. Take a moment while you're cutting or whatever kind of gluing you're doing. Take a moment and imagine where you want to be this time next year. So this is not hokey. Trust me, I'm a Ravenclaw and a Slytherin. I don't do hokey. Okay. It's just visualization, because we're those kinds of creatures. People are those kinds of creatures. You think, hi, it's my mom. Hi, Norma. So just take time to actually just imagine, just picture it in your mind, because that's that we are visual creatures like that. We do respond to these kind of stimulations. Okay. What does that moment feel like? How do you feel? Is it more relaxed? Is it more engaged? What have you learned? What have you accomplished? Where have you been? Where even are you? Where are you located in this moment in your mind? Are you by the beach? I don't know. That sounds nice. Take me there. And then what you want to do is just so once you have kind of that vision in your mind of where you want to be and what you kind of have vaguely accomplished, grab onto it and now write it all down. And this is just like a total brain dump. You're going to write everything down you can possibly think of. Okay? Try to think in categories, though, might be helpful. So these are the categories that I would recommend, and you'll see why when we do this, when we loop back the second time. Okay? So 3 months, 1 year, 3 years, and a lifetime goals. Okay? And then, as we get to the next, for me, I can't see what the next slide is, and I made a lot of slides today and yesterday. Okay. So in the time categories, also think about personal, professional, and relationships. So I'm not really telling you, you do what you want to with this. There can be one thing in one category and 50 things in another. It doesn't matter. This is a total brain dump. Everything you've ever thought in your life, just dump it out onto the page. Get it all written down. But one that often gets kind of left behind is relationships. You're like, I want to lose 20 pounds and be my own boss. Okay, great. Well, do you also want to grow relationships with your parents? Do you also want to go visit, spend more time with your kids, that sort of thing? Those things often get left off. So just think about that as well. All right. And there's a lot of folks like hanging out today. I'm getting a lot of people in the room. That's interesting. It's hard to know when to plan these things. Anyway, so this is the hard part. This is the part that I struggle with the most. Okay, and I'm going to go into a little bit more detail about that. But you can't do everything. So you've got this page. It's got a lot of stuff on it going everywhere. Yeah, you can't do all that. You can't. You cannot, both develop relationships with all of your friends and your family and everyone from college, and you want to catch up with your high school buddies. You can't. I'm sorry. So you need to think about what's really important to you and just prioritize and cut everything out. And you're going to need to be brutal, and it is going to be painful. Okay. But the good news is once you've done that, you can, next slide. Where's the next slide? Oh my gosh. Should have thought of this before and printed it all. Oh, yeah, I did want to read. So Marie Forleo, who, if you watched Lauren's video, or you should watch Lauren's video. It's only about 5 minutes long, and she does a kind of a review of Marie Forleo's Everything is Figure-Outable book, who's a life coach. So it might be a nice way to start off your new year. I'd recommend it. I'm reading it right now, actually. So she says, you have to decide what is truly most important to you. There can only be one number one priority, one number two priority, one number three priority, and so on. The number one priority should naturally be tackled first. Most people are afraid to prioritize because they don't want to choose one thing over the other. They're afraid of limiting their options or not choosing the right first priority. But when you fail to decide your top priority, you waste time and energy jumping back and forth, second guessing yourself, and you fail to make any real progress in any area. This is absolutely true. And especially if you're someone with a limited amount of time in your day, this is absolutely true. So you really need to just bite the bullet and narrow it down. And I actually think that a lot of people get goal setting correct. They're like, they got their weight loss goal, they got their health goal, they got the personal goal, they got the professional goal, and they got the relationship goals. And they make this much progress on all of them. So it feels like nothing, because it is nothing. It is nothing. And I'll go into more depth about why I struggle with this. But Marie Forleo is a good writer for this. 0 to 1 is a good book that talks about that. I mean, it's an okay book that talks about this, but I really like Great at Work, which talks about this. Good to Great talks about this. These are all book titles. They just sound like random phrases, but they're book titles. And I would recommend all of those if you're interested in, if you need a little motivation in paring it down. I constantly need to be reminded. Gretchen Rubin has some good books about this as well. So once you have brutally struck out everything, my recommendation, because I'm a list person, is to make a top 10 list. And they can be from the 3-month, the 6-month, whatever, a top 10 list. Then order them 1 to 10. Yeah, it hurts. It does hurt. I understand. But you will get more done if you can make this step. Actually, I think Warren Buffett has a top 3 list. He says anything more than 3 is like, why are you even trying? Take your top 3 and flesh them out. So be specific, make them measurable, and give yourself a timeline. Okay. I think is that what I have left? So I'll go more into that as I sort of loop back around. Now, I think, as soon as the next slide comes, now is the time to start doing the things that I just said, right? But that's okay. Don't panic. I'm going to go back through and kind of give you my view of them and do them again. So get out your piece of paper. Get ready to do some brain dumping. It's going to be awesome. Okay. So first thing, your supplies, right? That's one of the things I talked to Becky. So for me, I'm just going to show you what I do. So I really like bullet journaling. I don't like doing it. I like watching it. I wanted to talk about what goal setting. Why? Because it works, right? So after I had my first child, you're going to get the long story. After I had my first child, I was a stay-at-home mom. And I don't know if y'all know this, but babies are really hard. They're real hard to just, they just don't stop needing things. Mine was particularly needy and particularly needy, which is great. He's a social guy. He's a little social guy, and that's great. But it made it really, really hard for me to get anything more than the next bottle of milk accomplished. And after a certain amount of time, that is really hard. So I had some baby blues issues and just could not seem to get the wheels on the car spinning in any kind of direction. It was just like bottle of laundry. And to a certain extent, that's okay, because that's what that time is about. You just give up bottles, laundry, diapers. And being gentle with oneself is very important in that situation. But I needed a way to move forward. And I started reading books about planning and goal setting and sorting your life out. And I made some goals, and I was able to accomplish all of those goals within the year that I set them out. And they were y'all probably don't need to know this, but they were things like write and publish in an academic journal, which, I don't want to, it ain't easy to do that. I made a blog and I wrote in the blog. It's still out there. You don't want to read it, but I did it. write the first draft of a novel. I've always wanted to do that, so I did that, and build my portfolio so that I could get a full-time job. All of those things I accomplished within the time frame that I set out that I wanted to accomplish them. And I don't think it's because I'm especially disciplined. My mom's here. Mom, you can chime in. I'm not that disciplined, but I think it's because I wrote them down. I wrote them down and I kept up with them. I was like, am I doing the thing that I said I was? I'm not. I better get on that. And so now I'm kind of like list happy. Now I'm kind of in the other direction that I sort of over plan, but I'm much happier for it, for sure. And it got me out of that baby blues area of my life. So anybody who wants to chime in would be great, because people are. Oh, can I write down some of this? So let me do, so Gretchen Rubin is a great one. It doesn't automatically scroll down. I'm sorry. So I'm just now seeing some of these, so good to great is for if you have a business, that's a good one. And great at work for prioritizing. Great at work, and there's actually a lot of books that have come out recently that are about essentialism and paring down. And finding tactics for not looking at your phone and not getting distracted by your email. And Great at Work is one of the ones that does that. I actually have Good to Great on my desk right now, and you can actually buy it from us from our book sale for $3. And let's see one that then Marie Forleo. I would really just recommend watching the video because it's only about 4 minutes and it'll really introduce you. And we also have it on our cloud library. So if you download our cloud library app, you can just listen to it on your phone. Highly recommend that as well. Let's see. Okay. Oh yeah. So supplies. Don't feel too stressed about it. So this is what I love. Pens more than most people, more than most humans apparently. So this is my pen situation. Mild liner, like these are just highlighters. They're just like in fancy colors. I have a favorite kind of pen. I have a favorite kind of fountain pen. I have a problem. Other fountain pens, fancy pens. Okay, now I feel silly. All right. So that's really mine. And I have like this random assortment of stickers that are not, they're just random. They're really kind of random. I pulled out of a book. They were free. These were free. And now I'm going to put them in my stuff. And so I think you have to find what works for you. So I love the Passion Planner. Hi, Mandy. So I use a Passion Planner. It is a little bit pricey, but it's what works for me, and it's an investment in my year, so I get one. I've gotten one the last 3 years. So 2019 looks like this. 2020 looks like this. It's 2021. And I can show you kind of what I do not go too overboard on them, but this is what my mind map from last year looks like. So library, local, so it's divided. This is actually all library stuff that I was working on. So it was work specific sort of mind mapping. Very simple sort of stuff. But the reason that I like the Passion Planner is it's straight up and down. It's up and down. So because when you're in libraries, a lot of your stuff is timed. There's lots of meetings. There's lots of people who want to talk to you. So it's great, actually. So I have lots of programs. I have it up and down like this. And then see clearly, this is April. I already have can't see it. I already have a goal written down here in April to remind me to do something. And on April 5th. And that's how I kind of use it. This is what last week looks like for me. Pretty simple. But I really like that. And then there, I'm going to, I think, skip ahead a page. This is probably going to get long, this feeling. So y'all, I hope y'all are kind of writing things down and working through some stuff while you're here. Right. So this is the 3 month, the 1 year, and the 3 year, and the lifetime actually comes from the Passion Planner. It's part of their. Ooh, I'm touching the keys with my Passion Planner. It comes from their method, and I hate to just constantly show y'all all my stuff, but I think that's what I'm going to do. This is what it looks like for them. So you can actually print this out free online on their website. You have to sign up for their mailing list, and they're crazy, but you can unsubscribe. They're very intense people. So this is a wish list. It has a date, and then this is all wrong already, so I'm going to have to change it all. But it says, 3 months, 1 year, 3 years, lifetime, and then they recommend that you go through and circle one in each category. So that's up to you if you choose to do that. And that's what I did. And then they have what they call a game changer. Marie Forleo has a different term for it, but I took one of these goals and broke it down, and that's what the April goal is wrapped up in this goal here, which is to write another academic paper. I just got accepted to that conference, so I have completed. Yeah, I'll show you what that looks like right now. Taking that 3 month goal, and I broke it down here into so this is what I was needed to accomplish in January. I accomplished it. I got a check mark, which feels very satisfying. And now I can move on to February, which is all about research. So this is what happens when you have very vague, ambiguous, and self-driven goals. It becomes really hard to schedule it out, to force yourself to do it. So by creating this section of my planner that's specifically about that, then I'm more likely to kind of get things done. It works on me anyway. I'm just going to see if anybody has any questions. I don't think so yet. And the converting them into these sections of whatever it is. I think I overdid it. Of professional, personal, and relationships. That's a Marie Forleo. I love this. Do you have one? I'm obsessed. I went too far. Okay, that's really what that's about. So for you're welcome to do the full vision board, but what I was planning to work on today, if we get there and I don't take forever to talk about it, was just this goals brainstorming. That's all I was going to do, right? And I could make it fancy with my stickers, or I could not, and it's up to me. And that's really important, is to do what works for you, because you go on YouTube and you're like, oh, I need to break out the watercolors and the acrylics and the color pencils simultaneously in order to achieve. And that's just insane. So don't do that. I don't know what I did before YouTube, because I watch a lot of other people painting things instead of actually painting things. It's really healthy. Yeah. That's how I relax. It's so normal. And then one other thing that's nice about the Passion Planner is that it has a section to sort of reference back, and I clearly do that too, but in sort of minor ways. So I'll just tell you right now that this is something that I've been really struggling with personally recently, being brutal about this and creating goals that make sense. Because when I started doing this, when I did my first sort of goal setting, I was a stay-at-home mom. And not that stay-at-home moms have a lot of time, but they have different energies, right? So I might have been really busy doing the laundry, but that meant that I could brainstorm simultaneously, right? It's a mindless task. So I could feed my son, and then I could also be, speculating about monster theory, which is what don't ask, that's what I'm writing a paper on right now. And sort of the 21st century and how, the postmodern, it doesn't matter. So I could do that, and then I could get the sort of mental work done. But because I'm now working full time, I no longer have the mental space that I had previously, right? So I need to find different ways to be kind to myself than I did when I was a stay-at-home mom. And that's really important too, that you continue to grow, the needs of your life continue to grow, your scheduling, how your brain even operates, how your body operates is different. So if when you were 21, you were like, I'm going to weigh 115 pounds and I'm going to run 40 miles. Okay, When you're 45, don't have that goal. Okay, don't do it. It's sorry. I mean, if that's your 45-year-old goal, it ain't mine. Just trying to make it through. And I think that's also in this brutality process. I have not been able to pare down my goals to things that are manageable. So that is my goal for today. In case you're wondering how I'm going to actualize what I'm talking about, I'm here for this. I'm here for this. And I know how hard it is. I think I'll scroll back through the quote, but I don't know yet because this is a lot harder than it looks getting a PowerPoint and a video at the same time. And so I kind of had some struggles earlier today. Minor panic attack. My husband fixed it. He's amazing. So we're back to kind of this quote. And then, and so then I've been feeling a lot of anxiety. This may be too much information. A lot of anxiety about not getting everything done. And I mean everything. Everything. I mean, I'm trying to write a 30-page paper while simultaneously trying to draft a new novel. But I'm like doing it every other night. But only in the 45 minutes that I have between when my eldest goes to bed and I have to go to bed. It's not working. It's not working, okay? So I got to stop. All right. So this is a new set. This is something new. If you've been hanging out this whole time, bravo. Come by and see me. I will get you a coffee of some kind for doing that. Thank you. So something to help you make that list, something to help me make my top 10 list is what is the payoff? Why are you doing this? Why are you? I have other hobbies that you don't want to hear about, but that take up a lot of time. How will this project? This is Marie Forleo again as well. So how does this project benefit you? Really think about it. The end game here. Also, how will this project benefit others? Because if the project is just about you, odds are you're probably not going to follow through with it because it's kind of hard to stay motivated. But if you know that it's going to benefit you, your community, your family, your friends, if everybody's a winner in it, then you're probably more likely to follow through. It's also probably more worth your time, you know? And then who will you have to become to make this project a reality? And I thought that was a really interesting question. So if you're going to be a financial advisor, are you ready to become a salesperson? Are you ready to take on all the characteristics of a salesperson? I'll tell you right now, I'm not. I'm a terrible salesperson. So it may not be a path that is worth your time. If you don't like the person that you become in order to achieve that goal, I don't know. You have to really take some time. But if you want to be a backup dancer for, J-Lo, and you really like all the things that come with that, you'll have more energy, you'll be ready to go, you'll be on tour, and that sounds amazing. Then it's the project for you. So take it on, my friend. You take it on, and you send me pictures, because that sounds amazing. So just kind of think about these questions while you're making your top 10, right? Let's see, next slide is, I hope y'all are writing things down. I hope I'm on mute right now. Okay. So this is actually, if you picked up our craft kit, our adult craft kit, right now, by the way, we have Valentine's cards for our family / adult craft kit. So come by and pick one of those up because I really want to make Victoria make more because she's made 80 of them and she's like, no more. And then they're going like hotcakes. I'm like, got to make some more. Anyway, so be specific. This is what part of the packet looks like. So it spells the acronym SMART. So be specific. What exactly do you want to accomplish? Specific. Okay. Measurable. How do you know when you met this goal? Okay. If you can't do that, then it's not a good goal. Okay. Attainable. Is it possible to meet the goal with effort by your timeline? Okay. Is this goal worth working hard to accomplish? It's relevant. Is this goal worth working hard to accomplish? What's the payoff, right? And then T for timely, what is the deadline you set to meet your goal? Okay. Apparently I can't read out loud. You think I don't read for basically a living. That's not true. That's not really that's what I do at my leisure. Okay. Specific. What exactly do you want to accomplish? Measurable. How will you know when you meet your goal? A, is attainable? Is it possible to meet the goal with effort by your timeline? R, is it relevant? Is this goal worth working hard to accomplish? And T, is it timely? What is the deadline set to meet your goal? And that can be really hard. I'm actually going to give y'all a weird example of this. Y'all ready for this? So in the corner of my office, I keep a board because I was having trouble. There's an infinite number of things that you can do with a library, just infinite. It's like make the community better. Like, oh, okay, great. That's a lot. That doesn't work. So you have to be specific. So I have this board. This is not going to make sense to y'all. That's fine. But I have goals. I have them broken down. And then I have them broken down even further. This lives in my office. I look at it every day. I'm putting it back down. Putting it back there. And because of that, we've actually made a lot of progress on those goals. Now I have to, a lot of it is delegated. That's not really the issue, but I needed to look over here and say, what do we have to do next? It's right there. Let me find somebody to get on that so that we can make some progress. So I think that that's it. Is that it? At some point we had a lot of people in here. It's kind of nice. It's nice to see everybody. Let me just scroll down. If you guys have any, let's see. Oh, no, I don't know if Sylvia, if you're still here, but it's an amazing planner. It's definitely my favorite. And I spent a lot of time researching them, but you kind of have to find what works for you. It's very hard to find ones that are set up in this particular way. So if you have a job where things are timed, so I will put in at the beginning of the week, I'll show you what it kind of looks like. I mean, I don't go crazy. I'm not like one of those people that spends 2 hours on the, so this is time I can't schedule or close. These are the programs that we have that I'm responsible for during the week. And then everything else was kind of like, I needed to get that done that day. I need to get that done that day. I need to work on these 2 projects. And that kind of specificity helps me keep track. So anyway, it's fantastic. Big fan. Okay, so that's really all I got. That's really all I got today. I'm going to stop talking so that you can get to work, so that you can get to your goals. Again, I absolutely believe that this is one of the most important things that you will do this year. And really just make it intentional and make it important, because your goals are important. Your goals are important. And this is, I feel like this happens to a lot of people, that they're like, oh, I would, but I have to make sure that my kids are at soccer practice. Absolutely. But if your goal is to spend more time with your family on the weekends, then you need to kind of look at the soccer and be like, is that stopping me from achieving my goal of really loving my children the way that I need to? I'm making this up. I don't know. It's just something that I see in my future. I see this conversation in my future. So maybe that is not in conflict with your goals, but that's just a thought to have as you're planning these things out, is unless it's written down, it's really hard to hold yourself accountable, and no one else can really do that work but you. Okay, so that's what I have. If you need any book recommendations, or you want to know more about our programs, let me know. Don't forget to go to Eventbrite and sign up for Lauren's entrepreneurship event at the end of February. It's going to be great. You're going to be halfway to your goals by then. I can already tell. I can tell from this crowd. And it was just really nice. Thank you for sticking around and listening to me ramble on about something I'm really passionate about, which is, you thriving, and you finding your path. So good luck with that. If you need to commiserate, I'm always here for that. And I wish you luck in this year, and I wish you more than luck. I wish you intention. I don't know why I'm tearing up about this. I'm just so excited. Okay. Bye, everyone, and keep reading.